Hey everyone, glad to have you here today. Bill and I were just chatting about first-time home buyers, and this is the first market we've really seen a lot of active home buyers. And Bill, I was surprised by what you just told me, so I'll repeat it.
Yeah, so most of my contracts right now are heavy first-time home buyers. Not a lot of
Really?
repeaters, what we call them, or investors right now. This is actually the first month this year that'll have more repeaters or non-first-time home buyers than first-time home buyers. Usually it's the majority of first-time home buyers are taking advantage of the programs that are out there. Heck, you can put down as little as 3% if you're a first-time home buyer on a
Mhm.
conventional loan. There's down payment assistance programs that keep coming and going. So I think that really fueled a lot of that. And a lot of people are seeing it's a great opportunity to invest because then they're able to negotiate maybe either a little bit of the purchase or sell a credit to cover the closing costs of a down payment assistance or cover a temporary buy down or buy down and that closing cost to help make that payment a little more manageable for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking now to the past couple clients I've had. Most recently, one just closed as the first-time home buyer that we just
Mhm.
did up in Sholo. And I have another one who is a first-time home buyer, older couple. Okay, and here's what I want to kind of preface too. They're saying now that the average age of a first-time home buyer is 38 years old. But I want to remind people that means anyone who has recently divorced and bought their own house, a widow or widower who has bought their own house for the first time, someone who's not owned a house in 3 years, or someone who's never owned a house at all.
Yeah.
So when you average those things out, I would love just a stat on someone who's never owned a home before ever in their life. That's a different number than
Yeah.
someone who's gone through divorce or widowed or something. Like that's just such a different space because that I think jacks up the numbers so high, especially if you think,
Yeah,
I mean,
because first-time home buyer is a little bit more of a marketing term than anything right now.
right.
But with my files, I actually label them actual true first-time home buyers
Yeah.
versus that. But yes, you're correct. There's other opportunities to take advantage of some of these first-time home buyer products, or as long as you're, like you said, haven't owned a home in 3 years. Some of the down payment assistance will label you as a first-time home buyer just so you don't own a home currently.
The terminology works for people who may not technically be the first time they ever owned a home,
Yeah,
which is
don't
great.
correct.
But I'd love to know just for the sheer numbers of it, right?
Oh,
I like
100%.
stats. I like understanding things. And there's another thing we're seeing in the media. I don't want to say manipulate. They manipulate.
Twist.
They take data and it gets skewed so it becomes a headliner. But unfortunately, not everybody reads the rest of the story, right? So we're seeing things like, oh, for first-time homebuyers, you have to make $120,000 a year. There's just a lot of not so true information. And the thing I love is you and I have this great first-time homebuyer class. And we bring in a lender and a title rep and home inspector. And we're going to be doing another one probably once the summer is over and people get back.
When everybody gets back.
We'll schedule another class so that if you have questions, it's a very simple, non-salesy, it is pure education. Bill and I love teaching. We love sharing
Mhm.
information. We want to make sure you have the right stuff. So that's what this class is all about. And it's not very long. We usually have it at night with pizza.
We don't bite.
No, we don't. We don't.
I think it's a great opportunity because I think no matter what, even if you're a first time home buyer or fifth time buying a home, the process always changes
Yeah.
and the markets are always different. And it's just great information just to know so that if you do plan on buying in a month, 6 months, 6 years, you're prepared. You have the right information. And then that way you have our contact information so that if you do have questions or you one of those shiny objects or scary headlines, call us. Let us explain it properly to you.
Yeah. And that's it. I'm concerned when there's these headlines just say something because it's so misleading and without the rest of the story that becomes your truth, and
Yeah.
that's not always. And a lot of times I get it's scary to own a home. I get that. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that can go wrong in someone's mind for buying a house and they feel like sometimes it's out of their reach, they don't deserve it or whatever, right? It's scary. How do I keep up with it? That's a big payment every month. I get all that. I totally understand it. But there's so many opportunities to buy. And here's the thing, if something goes wrong or there's something you have to do or change, selling a house is easy too, right? It's not, these things aren't hard. It's just they're overwhelming. And I know
That's a lot going on.
there's a lot of things, and we try and keep it as simple as possible, right? We don't
Mhm.
overwhelm. We try to keep it, we put you in something that will be comfortable. And I was just talking to someone the other day that we talked about condos not long ago, a couple weeks ago. A condo is a great first time home buyer idea because you get used to what's inside the house before you have to worry about the inside and the outside because someone else is taking care of the outside for you. And
Yep.
it's a great thing for your portfolio. So there's lots of options, and I'd love first time home buyers to get more involved. Also, another demographic that's growing significantly is single females buying homes. So that demographic needs to be well supported.
Mhm.
And I think this first time home buyer class will touch on all those pieces. So we'll keep you posted as to when we get that plan. Like I said, it'll be once school's back in and summer is not as people travel a lot during the summer.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, I guess if you want to buy a second home or a first home in another state, we can help with that too.
100%. We got you.
I started watching these beachfront renovation properties things again on HGTV,
No, no.
and I really need a beach house. I don't know how. I don't know. I need to get one.
I can help you.
You can do excellent, good. I'm licensed in South Carolina as well. I got licensed in South Carolina because I wanted to buy a beach house.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had offers in, just it didn't work out. So I may be going for round two. I don't know.
Now's the time.
That's it. Right now is the time. Back then I was trying to compete for someone like for property that everyone was competing for. And now there's
Mhm.
so much opportunity. And on the East Coast, I have a lot of agent friends who are Northeast. The market has slowed down a lot up there too. So if Northeast is your goal and you're going to head that way, maybe now is a good option for that. And I've got some great agents to connect you with. But
You know what's interesting though is that as much supply as there
mhm.
is right this second, even in the Arizona market, I feel like every one of my clients, when there's been a house sitting for a little bit, the moment they put in an offer,
Yes,
offers that go in.
yes, this happened to us too.
And,
I mean, like,
like I always said, you can take a second to sleep on it, but don't sleep too long on it, kind of
right.
thing.
Uh-huh.
So it might be quote unquote slower, but it's still pretty. There's a lot of active buyers out there still. That's
Yeah, almost
yeah,
definitely. And I think it's more the product as well. Like if your house is dialed in and everything's like looking fantastic,
100%.
then that house is not going to sit long. If you price it,
Correct.
all those things, that people still want that house. Like that'll be the first one to go. It's some that needs some work that'll sit a little bit
Mhm.
longer, but location is still key, right? That's going to be a big piece because high-end school districts, especially this time of year when people are moving to fit into a school district. That's
Yep.
that's why our big time is our March, April, May, and closings, a lot of closings in June. So we are very much looking forward to chatting with our first-time home buyers, which if you
Yep.
are one, we want to have a conversation. We want to make sure you're getting the right information, team you up with the right people so that you will feel super comfortable buying that first house, the one that fits you and what
Mhm.
your goals are. Not what Bill and I want.
No,
I
it's
think those things are
we're
good.
not making the we're not making the payment. It's all about you
Yeah,
getting your
no,
plan together.
exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. And we
Yeah.
will get the information to you guys when Bill and I coordinate the event. Also, I'm going to be doing an event that I will invite you as well. It's going to be, I had a good name for it too, and I'm drawing a blank on it. Oh, our aging parents, the sandwich generation discusses.
Okay.
Yes, because one of the things I've found with talking with a lot of my friends, our parents are getting older. And we're more involved with what happens to them as they get older and just coming up with those plans and scenarios and things that we need to think about for
Yep.
ourselves getting older and for them and how that looks. Do you want to live with your mom and dad? Do you want to have them go to an assisted living facility? Do you want like how does that happen? Who do you go to? What about wills, trust, and estates? What's the difference? There's so many questions. So we're going to be putting that together and I'll keep you posted on that as well. I feel like we pause a lot of stuff in the summer, especially.
Well, everybody's traveling, everybody's gone.
Exactly, exactly. I had no remember. Thank you again, Bill. I hope you have a
Yeah.
great week, and we'll talk to you all soon.
See you soon.